And good evening, YouTube. It's such a wonderful, wonderful evening this evening. The stars are out, and it's got a clear sky and nice temperature, which like 70s in the daytime and 55 all night long. It's just marvelous. You can get outside in the evenings and in the early mornings all day long. Makes you feel good. I just had a totally marvelous day today. Just perfect sunshine and it makes me feel really good. And so I feel like that I can just accomplish anything that I need to accomplish. And the Infinite Mind tonight has just been giving me just such marvelous, marvelous ideas and just filling me with all kinds of energy. It just seems like it's just radiating all over me. Seems like I just feel the glow of power and energy and every idea that the Infinite Mind continues to give me about it, all kinds of things. And so I feel like that there's people out there that need to manifest things, and I want to help you manifest the things that you want to manifest. If people out there that maybe has illnesses that I need to help you to receive healing of your illnesses, well, Infinite Mind is up for all of those things. Infinite Mind is inexhaustible in its solutions that it is able to provide. There's thousands and thousands of answers to every single problem that you could possibly have already in Infinite Mind, ready and waiting for us to receive. There's ways to thousands and thousands of ways for you to manifest anything that you're dreaming of, anything that you desire. It's all there and waiting, and all the ways to get it and the answers that you need to get it are all there and waiting too. All you have to do is turn to Infinite Mind and ask him, what do I need to do to manifest the things that I need in my life? What do I need to do to receive the healing that I need to receive? And all those answers are there and waiting for you now. And I just I feel like that maybe we're just not asking enough of Infinite Mind. Sometimes that can be the problem when you're dealing with. You don't go to the ocean looking for a drop of water. You go looking for a massive amount of water. When we go to Infinite Mind, I feel like we need to go to Infinite Mind with great big requests because Infinite Mind, after all, is from everlasting to everlasting and is never ending and never you never get to the end of it, and it's infinite, of course, means as big as anything can possibly be, and the bigness and the size of infinity goes on and on and on, and you can never get to the end of the size of it. Infinite Mind is omnipotent, which means all powerful. Is omnipresent, which means all present throughout the entire universe. Omniscient, all knowing. And so, with all of that power and that knowledge and that creative ability that Infinite Mind has, I feel like we need to raise our request to higher level, and because in effect, what may be happening is that Infinite Mind. Now, Infinite Mind doesn't really say these things, but in effect, it could be sort of like Infinite Mind says. If you're only asking for a few $1,000s or for a used car or a small house, Infinite Mind might be in effect saying, well, why don't we just wait and let that individual grow in their ability to ask larger requests, and then because if we grant just this little small request, it could be just a distraction that would prevent them from growing to the point where they would ask big of God. And so we need to realize that God is a great big God and has great big answers and great big gifts to give us. And he wants us to manifest great and large things. And so let us turn to Infinite Mind with large requests. We need to ask. Need to ask such things as, give me a great leadership ability that I may be able to affect change, that may be able to help a lot of people, that I may be able to change the nation or my country or my world or the world the whole earth. I may be able to change it for the better, that I may be able to affect the quality of life for millions of people, that I may be able to raise the standard of living 100 times for every individual, so that their standard of living would be 100 times greater than it is now. Uh, Raise the standard of living across the whole world. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could raise the standard of living for the whole every individual on the face of the earth by 100 times as to what it is right now? Well, that's all within the capacity and the creative ability of Infinite Mind, and that's a request that is appropriate to ask of Infinite Mind. The leadership ability to do great things like that. Uh, Let us ask for the energy and the creative ability to improve the education system to where uh, everyone gets 10 times better education, and for less investment in as far as monetary investment, so that we have the investment in the desire, an investment in the desire to gain education, an investment in the motive to education, the investment in the spirit of learning, and those who have that spirit of learning, and those that are motivated to learn, and those that want to learn, those will be the ones that will be able to gain the education, because it'll be accessible to everyone. And let us develop and let us ask Infinite Mind to give us a way to provide avenues to everyone to receive all the education that they need and want, and to improve their mind as much as they want to. Things such as this. Let's ask big requests like this. Let us ask for the creative ability to develop a more efficient exchange of goods and services across the world. To let us ask for the world trade balance to be more equalized, for the nations to get along better together, for ideas. We can come up with ideas that would cause the nations to so flourish that they would get along better with each other, for ways to bring everything from the ability of the languages, and to people to speak more languages, and the ability to for cultural exchange, and to bring the races together and bring the nations together, and ask Infinite Mind to give us a way that we can destroy a little bit of the hatred that's in the world, to cause there to be less hatred in the world and more love for one another in the world, to shed more love abroad throughout the whole world, to give an example of love to the world. Infinite Mind can give us ideas for doing that. And so we ask big of Infinite Mind. When we ask big things like that of Infinite Mind, then all these smaller things which we're asking for to manifest, they're just going to trail right along behind. Uh, right on behind, and we'll have those too. And so, and we need to ask for large that when we're going to ask for, if you're going to ask for a car, ask for a new car of the best quality, so that it'll be commensurate with providing great services to people, so that you'll have a car that'll always be ready when you go about to serving humanity. If you're going to ask for a home, ask for a large home that you can invite many people to, because there'll be many other people who will have the same idea you have about changing the world. There'll be other people who will have ideas about how to affect change in the world, and how to bring the people of the world together, and how to raise the standard of living. And you need a large home so that you can invite hundreds of people to come in there and discuss these matters, and have a comfortable place to come and discuss these things. Have a home that would be a comfortable abode for the exchange of ideas. Where marvelous things will take place. In other words, we need a home. I want a home where marvelous things will take place in that home. People will gather and meet, and marvelous things will happen. I mean, you may have to spend $15-20 million on the home, but is that too much to ask of Infinite Mind? Uh, Infinite Mind could provide you a 15-20 million dollar home if that's what how much it takes. Might not take quite that much. You may be able to swing a deal where it doesn't take quite that much. But even if it took 20 million or 30 million, it's small compared to what Infinite Mind can provide you if you just begin to raise your awareness. And so by getting our awareness up there on a higher level, you see all these smaller things will come a lot easier. And so that's why I'm saying, let us ask more. Are we asking enough? It's not the problem is not asking too much. It's not asking enough. Because if we ask these large things, then that causes us to grow. We have to grow in our mental, in our creative ability, and in what we're aware of. We have to grow in our awareness. We have to grow in our consciousness, and we have to grow in the amount of the time that we spend with Infinite Mind, and our habits of turning to Infinite Mind, and depending upon Infinite Mind, and what we do with Infinite Mind. We have to grow in all of those areas in order to manifest these bigger things. Those bigger things require us to grow some, and us to become bigger ourselves. Whereas the smaller things doesn't require that much growth on our part. And so let us ask things that will cause us to grow and become a bigger and better individual, and then we'll come there receiving those things. We will develop the capacity to have those things. Uh, that's As I say, don't go to the ocean just looking for a drop of water. Let's go to Infinite Mind looking for infinity. After all, the Infinite Mind being infinite, then he is capable of infinite ideas. He's capable of infinite creativity. He's capable of infinite substance. He's capable of providing infinite answers. He's capable of causing you to invent any number of things, to come up with any number of solutions, to come up with any number of creative ideas, to come up with any number of leadership ideas, abilities to lead, abilities to bring people together, cooperative ideas. He's able to come up with an infinite number of cooperative ideas. He's able to bring up an infinite number of ways to bring people together, to ways to improve everything in the world, everything from our industries to our in our manufacturing and in our labor force, and our all of the ways which we communicate with each other, communication system. He's able to come up with ideas for all of those things if we turn to him. And so let's turn to Infinite Mind to gain a big request and ask big things of God. There is a infinite amount of energy right now in Infinite Mind. If you need the energy in order to accomplish these things, it's all there. You know, how much energy is there in infinite energy? All the energy you need. How much creativity is there in infinite creativity? See, this is what we need to raise our mind to realize, is that we're not dealing with small amount of creativity. We're not dealing with a small amount of energy. We're not dealing with a small amount of solutions, of making power, of relationship interwoving, interrelationship power, power to bring people together, power to make people love each other, power to make people get along. We're not dealing with a small amount of that. We're dealing with an infinite ability to bring things together, an infinite ability to change everything in the world, ability to change everything in the country, an infinite ability to raise everybody's abilities and everybody's standards and everybody's health and everybody's enjoyment. The Infinite Mind can give us the ability to raise everybody's joy and everybody's love for one another, and everybody's intelligence, and everybody's educational level, and everybody's hopes and desires, and put upon everybody's heart a desire for better and better things, and raise their own capacity for change, and their own capacity to lead, an infinite ability to raise up leaders, to raise up educational leaders, to raise up political leaders, all those things. And so I hope you will be able to affect the change you want and to manifest all the things that you'd like to desire in your life tonight. You have a very, very good evening and think on these things. Thank you.